Okay, so I talked about the plugins this morning, and this is basically why I'm doing this plugin stuff. So we have this LLVM backend, and that currently works like this. So you take the CMM, then we turn that into textual intermediate representation for LLVM. Then it runs through the LLVM optimizer, through the LLVM compiler. Then we run the mangler of it to rewrite functions to objects to fix potential relocation bugs, and we also do some mangling for AVX instructions on x86-64. And after that, it runs to the assembler. Then you have the object file that goes into the linker. And that's basically the compiler pipeline I wanted to hook in the plugins, as you might remember. So I'd like to change this whole LLVM backend to Bitcode, and the reason is that the textual ER can change with basically every LLVM release, and I think Eric can sing a song on that. So the Bitcode ER that LLVM also has is supposed to be stable until the next major release, and even that is supposed to be able to read that. So if we had that, you could basically get if that would output Bitcode for say LLVM 3.7, that would compile with LLVM 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, and 4.0. So that would kind of cut the dependency on one very specific LLVM version. This Bitcode format is basically bit-based, so it's really a bitcode, not a bytecode. They basically take the bytes, turn them into bits, and then you have like a long stream of bits. And it has basically three primitives, that is fixed width ints, variable width ints, and 6-bit characters. And they encode in this stream, and it has a header, and they have blocks and records, and you can basically have like a bunch of blocks in this stream, and blocks can have records. There's also some stuff about compression, but I'll leave that out. So there's the module on GetHer, which basically does this bitcode encoding. Now LLVM encodes its module on top of bitcode with like a few predefined blocks and what kind of records you can have in there. And yeah, there's also a library on GitHub if you want to do LLVM module encoding. Now doing that by hand is a bit annoying, so there's an EDSL, so if you want to do encoding of your simple module here as hello world, which is like this pretty standard way of, I think, writing hello world, right? That is also there as a library. And I think that's pretty readable, right? What it does. Okay. So plugin. Now we have the plugin infrastructure I talked about. Well, it's not really in JFC yet, but with that, with those changes, we can have basically a plugin that generates these bitcode files, and that works by using the same approach the current LLVM backend in GHC uses, which goes from CMM to the textual ER. So this basically works almost identical to that. It just translates it, instead of into textual, it translates it into the EDSL. And so a simple module like this hello world module there can be compiled right away and works right now as it is. And that basically sidesteps completely the current LLVM backend that's in GHC and uses the plugin to do that. So issues, yeah, performance is terrible. It doesn't cover completely the whole CMM yet, so there's some stubs stubbed out. It misses, so LLVM has metadata, and that's completely not supported right now. And it also doesn't have the value symbol table for function levels, so if you disassemble the bitcode, all your variables will be numbered from 0 to n. Yeah, and that's basically it.
We have time for